Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Elise. If you're not new, welcome back. It's great to see you again. Today we are doing a haul. I know I just recently did another haul, but I turned 29 a few weeks ago and my boyfriend took me on a book shopping spree for my birthday present. And then I also took a trip to Nashville where my best friend lives and we did a birthday book exchange. So she bought me a few books, I bought her a few books. And then there's just a few books that I've thrifted or grabbed in between those moments. So let's get into it. Can you guys hear the birds in the background? I don't know how much my microphone picks up, but I am thriving. The windows and doors are open in my she shed. I think spring has sprung. It's a vibe. I'm here for it. Before we get started, I would love for you to comment down below your favorite season. Normally, my favorite season is summer, but right now I'm really feeling spring. And lately I've really been feeling fall. So let me know what you think. My boyfriend asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and the only two things that popped into my head were pickleball, so we went and played pickleball on my birthday, and books, so we went and got some books. And I actually had a list. There were actually two books that weren't there, and so I got a few extra because of that. But here are the books that I got for my birthday. First, we have Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. I've heard really fun things about this book. A lot of people, you know, are hit or miss with Tessa Bailey, but they've really enjoyed this one. I love that it's about golf because I've been looking into sports romances and you don't see many about golf. So I think that'll be really interesting. It looks really fun and I'm excited. I am doing a buddy read of the Shatter Me series. I've actually already read the first book and the first novella. So this is the third book, Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm really excited to see where it goes. This world and this universe has a lot of potential, and the ending of the first book did not go in the direction that I had anticipated it to go in, so I'm really excited to continue the series. Then we have The Catch by Amy Leah. This is the third and final book in her influencer series, so I'm hoping to finish that this year because if you've seen this video, then you know that one of my focuses is on series this year. She's an influencer, of course. I think she does lifestyle or beauty clothing influencing and gets sent to this small little town, Grumpy Sunshine, possibly forced proximity. Oh yeah, she's a fashion influencer, that's the word for it. Okay, as I mentioned, I am kind of in my sports romance era, and so I've been on the fence about this book for a while, but I think I'm gonna finally give it a try. The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata is a football sports romance. She is his assistant, something happens, and she finally quits. And he shows up on her doorsteps and is like, I need you. And so I think she lays down some laws, you know, I don't know. Hopefully there's some groveling. I'm not really sure, but I've heard good things about it. People who love it. So I think it's finally time to give it a try. Y'all, I cut my hair recently and when I first cut it, it was like the perfect length, but oh my gosh, it's growing so fast. I'm like, I kind of want to cut it again. It's just too much again already. Okay, you guys, The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. I am so excited for this book. I've heard such great things. It's about this woman who is a reader. She's a reader girly and loves this author, reads everything of him, and then something happens and her neighbor needs her help. They kind of work together to do something and they read books together. Little does she know that her neighbor is actually that favorite author. I guess he writes under a pen name or something. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. I love book girlies. I love books about books. This kind of romance situation sounds really fun and cute. So I'm just so excited to see how it plays out. Okay, next we have Butchered in Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I've heard great things about this, but I actually picked this up for a secret project coming in the near future. So I'm very looking forward to it. Actually, once I heard the synopsis, I was like, okay, this is wacky and this sounds really fun. This is about two serial killers who like kill bad people, but I guess they have a contest every year where they see who can kill the bad person first. Like they choose one person and see who can do it first. But then there's also like romance aspect to it. So really quirky, really interesting concept. So I'm excited to see what all of the hype is about. Then we have Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. It is the second book in the Serpent and Dove series. I haven't read the first one, but as we've mentioned, the focus is on series this year, so I plan on getting into the series this year. Then we have Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. Funny story, that best friend that I mentioned in Nashville, I swear that she recommended this book to me and told me that I would absolutely love it. But when I was in Nashville with her, I was telling her about these books and she's like, no, I don't remember that. I don't think I've read that. So now I'm trying to remember who recommended this book to me, because I remember very specifically them saying that they thought I would love it. So I'm not sure, but I'm still gonna read it. I'm still very excited about it. I know it's fantasy. Here's the tagline: a daring outlaw, a desperate prince, a dangerous flirtation. I love the fact that she is the outlaw, like, yes, queen, breaking standard. I've just heard great things, and the third and final book of the series just released recently, so if I really love it, I can complete the series this year. Again, another sequel to a series that I have started, and that is The Merciless Ones by Namina Forna. I have read the first ones. I think it's called The Gilded Ones. It's up there, if you can see it. That was so counterintuitive. It's up here. This is the second book in the series, and I wanted to continue it like immediately, but I have the first one in paperback, and so I wanted to wait until this one was in paperback. I'm a paperback girly, okay, but let me show you how gorgeous these covers are. Look at that. Look at that art. Just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And I really enjoy this series. It is, we're having a hard time. Okay. Oh, destruction. It's fine. Anyway, I really enjoyed the first book in the series. It was really fascinating. I loved the world that Namina Forna built. I actually also listened to a podcast where she talked about this book and this series called The Happy Writer Podcast by Marissa Meyer, actually. And I just loved how eloquent and well-spoken she was. And you could really hear the passion that she had for this series, and that just made me more excited to read the series. So this is the second book in the series, and the third book just came out recently, so I can finish it if I want to this year. Do you see what I'm doing here? Oh man. Okay, anyway, very excited for this book. It kind of ended on a cliffhanger. Not a cliffhanger, I would say, but more like a big reveal on the last book, so I'm excited to see how that plays out in this book. And last but not least, from my big birthday haul from my boyfriend, is Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. I've heard the concept of this book a lot lately. It was on a lot of people's favorite books of last year, of 2023, and the concept sounds so interesting and intriguing to me. I hear it broaches a lot of uncomfortable topics, especially about like race and gender in the writing and publishing industry, which I'm very intrigued to get kind of a behind the scenes on that. I know it's fiction, but I hear some of these were kind of written with her experience in the industry. So that is my birthday book haul from my boyfriend. Thank you so much to Cooper for sponsoring this portion of today's vlog. Thanks, babe. Love you. Moving on to books from my bestie from Nashville. We did a book exchange where I had bought her 2 books that I thought she might enjoy, and then she bought me 2 books that she thought I might enjoy and she wanted me to read. So first, I'm like so excited for this, is A Psalm for the Wild Built. I've heard amazing things about this book recently, and the concept is so interesting. So this is kind of a dystopian science fiction novel where all of the robots just up and walked out of civilization off to live in the woods. In this book, the main character is a tea monk who I guess goes around and offers tea and an ear to people to see what they need and what they want. But apparently things kind of get upended when one of those robots returns just to kind of check in and see what humanity needs. And it kind of makes the tea monk think like, well, what do we need? What do I need? I hear it's wholesome, it's cute, it makes you think, it's sweet. I've heard really good things about it, and I'm really excited to read it. Then my bestie bought me Uprooted by Naomi Novik. She was really excited and just loved this book. It is a fantasy kind of retelling, a Polish fantasy retelling, I believe is what she said, where this town has this giant wood, this forest, and in the forest is the dragon, and every 10 years the dragon takes one of the young women in the town. Except instead of doing terrible, horrible things to this woman, they always return 10 years later. They have nothing but good things to say. They have all of these skills, all of this knowledge, all of this education, and basically their status has been significantly elevated. It's time for, you know, the next person to be taken by the dragon, and everyone expects this character's best friend to be taken, but it is not. It is her. And so I guess we see that process and what the dragon really is. I'm excited to read it. My bestie chose it for me, so it's gonna be a good time. I also got a few books for myself. The first one is I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. I have been looking for this book at a library for ever since it released. This is about a woman who lives in Korea. It is translated fiction. I have to say, unfortunately, depression and suicide is huge in Korea. They work hard. It's just talking about this woman's experience with depression and, you know, finding those small things like tteokbokki that keep her going. And I'm also obsessed with tteokbokki. It had brightened my day several times in Korea. It's like this rice cake that is cooked and like sauteed in this chili, spicy, little bit sweet sauce. Sometimes there's cheese or like fish cakes or boiled egg in there, and it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, I got distracted, but having lived in Korea and experiencing that crush of the work ethic of, you know, being in a new and different country, of feeling alone sometimes, but still finding those small things, like I've experienced that, so it'll be really interesting to see her perspective in this book. Last but not least, from Nashville, I got Disorientation. I was really excited to find the paperback book. I have debated reading this for a really long time, but I said, you know what, let's go for it. First off, love this cover. 29-year-old PhD student Ingrid Yang is desperate to finish her dissertation on the late canonical poet Zhao Wenshu and never read about Chinese-y things again, but after years of grueling research, all she has to show for her efforts are a junk food addiction and stomach pain. I feel you, girl. When she accidentally stumbles upon a curious note in the Chu archives one afternoon, it looks like her ticket out of academic hell. There's an explosive discovery upending her entire life and the lives of those around her. What follows is a roller coaster of mishaps and misadventures, from book burnings and OTC drug hallucinations to hot button protests and Yellow Peril 2.0 propaganda. A blistering send-up of privilege and power and a profound reckoning of individual complicity and unspoken rage. Wow, sounds really interesting. We're gonna give it a go. So that is it for the birthday gifts, but there are a few other books that I have accumulated in between the last haul and this haul. First things first, of course, I had to get Bride by Ali Hazelwood on release week. I mean, we gotta support our queen and savior. This is a paranormal romance of a vampire and a werewolf relationship of convenience, forced proximity. I hear there's a lot of my wife involved. We're here for it. And of course, I got that at Target, so it was buy one, get one half off, so I had to get another book. And that is Booked and Bone Dusted. Oh, why do I always call that Booked and Bone Dusted? That sounds kind of sexual. Yikes. Okay, Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. I'm actually really excited to have this because my Libby hold just came in, so now I can tandem listen and read them. I loved Legends and Lattes last year. It was so wholesome and cozy. I'm excited to jump back into this world. For the next purchase, I had a bit of a day that involved, you know, a doctor checkup and stuff like that, so I just needed to buy a book. So I got two. First, I got One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I have heard amazing things about this duology. Everyone's been raving about it, and I just want to know what people are talking about. And then I also got Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce. Also heard great, wonderful things. I hear it's really cozy and wholesome. It's a young adult novel about this girl who loves drama. She does something maybe wrong. Maybe her car gets totaled. I don't know what's going on, but she kind of gets punished by working at her dad's gaming shop. So he has a shop for like board games and stuff like that. And so she works there and he works there, and I guess they make a bet or a bargain or something like that and end up getting closer. Dungeons and Dragons, like the game. And then drama because she loves like to be on the stage and theater and stuff like that. So I've heard great things. The people who love it rave about it. It's pretty short. I need to know what this is about. Again, with the whole series thing, I have Get a Life Chloe Brown, and that is the Brown Sister series by Talia Hibbert. So I wanted to get the rest of the series. I saw these and thrifted them. Plus I was able to get the audiobook set of all 3 of these books for like a credit together. So I got 3 books for the price of 1 on audiobook basically. So now I can hopefully listen and physically read these books all at the same time. I guess I should say what their titles are, and that is Actor H, Eve Brown, and Take a Hint, Danny Brown, the 2nd and 3rd books in the Brown Sister series. Also from that same thrifting shopping spree, I got Graceling, but in this cover. This is the newer covers for this series. One of my favorite books ever. This is the old cover, which like I don't dislike, but it's kind of fun to have both of the covers now because I have Winter Keep, which is like this style. So I would like to collect both. I love this series. I love Katza and I love Poe. Kristen Cashore was one of my favorite authors growing up, and I just love Katza's resilience and determination and loyalty. So I'm excited to have multiple versions. Look at me being a collector. Then we have Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I've been wanting to read this for a while, and this was just $1 at my library secondhand sale shop, so. Then we have Layla by Colleen Hoover. I listened to this on audiobook and I really enjoyed it. The ending was kind of like, but overall the concept was really fun. I liked the ghosty romance. It's weird. You have to read it to understand. Last but not least, we have Born to Be Badger by Shelley Lawrenston. I actually read her first book of this series finally, called Hot and Badgered. It's the Honey Badger Chronicles. Okay. Every time I explain this, I just giggle a little bit. I won this book last year on Goodreads, not realizing that it was a series. Ironically, I was just like, oh, I wonder if I could win this one too. And then I did. So I was like, well shoot, I haven't read the first few books, so I need to. So I read the first book on Libby, and it was hysterical, you guys. It's paranormal romance shifter kind of situation, and it was just chaotic and hilarious, a little bit sexy. There's a lot of action going on. Their family is so messed up but so funny, and like the sisters love each other. It was such a good time. So I'm so grateful to Goodreads for me like winning these, so that it forced me to read the first book of the series. So now I'll read the 2nd and 3rd, and then I believe this is the 4th and the 5th. It's gonna be a great time. Thank you, Goodreads, and thank you, Shelley Lawrenston. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this birthday haul. Cheers to 29 years. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you made it this far, consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. I hope you're doing well. Bye!